You found yourself looking for your first year books in Flourish and Blots. And then you heard a pretty demanding voice say, "Out of my way." You glanced over your shoulder to see who it was, a little scared because you were there alone. He went to the stand that had all different kinds of spellbooks on it. He looked at the ground, praying to Merlin that he didn't look at you. He looked around and saw you. You felt eyes on your back. Shit, why? You thought.
If you're looking for the first year books for Hogwarts, they're over there.
He said suddenly next to you. Oh, right. I didn't see him. It's kind of crowded in here. You said in a small voice.
I'm Katsuki Bakugou. You are?
He asked. Wander. Nice to meet you. He said a little more confident.
That's a fairly cool name.
Thanks. He grabbed your wrist and pulled you toward the books you were supposed to get.
Can you pay for them?
He asked you. You didn't answer, kind of afraid of what he was going to do despite the answer.
I'll take that as a no then.
He sighed. Wait, I can pay for them. You said kind of sheepishly.
Should have said something, dumbass.
Katsuki! A woman shouted from the front of the store.
Stupid old hag.
He cursed.
I'll see you on the train, maybe.
You nodded, giving him a small smile, to which the whole world's surprise, he returned. So, after the somewhat quiet train ride, you were going across the lake to the Great Hall. You had confidence issues, so you were scared out of your goddamn mind. But you were with Bakugou, which helped calm your heart a little bit. All the first years made their way up to Professor McGonagall and sorted into their houses. A girl named Mina Ashido was called first. The whole room went silent, and the talking hat grumbled. A second later, it yelled Hufflepuff. You winced at the volume after things being so quiet. Tenya Ida was called next. After the hat yelled Gryffindor, he bowed, which was kind of weird in your book. Momo Yaoyorozu and Shoto Todoroki were called and put into Ravenclaw. Bakugou's name was called after them, and the hat barely even touched him before yelling Slytherin. After Shinso and Tokoyami were placed in Slytherin as well, Ochako, Uraraka, and Gryffindor, your name was called. Your heart was beating out of your chest as you stepped up to the hat. McGonagall put the hat over your head and it covered your eyes, which did nothing to help your anxiety.
Another one. Haven't seen these ones in a while. Your family's all been in Slytherin, right? Maybe it's time for a change.
And then it yelled Hufflepuff. The Hufflepuff table roared with cheers. You excitedly kind of ran to the table and sat. Little did you know that Bakugou was staring at you the whole time. Dumbledore said a few words, and then the food magicked onto the table. Hi, I'm Mina. The hat said you were Wanderer, right? Aren't all the people in your family Slytherins? She asked. Yeah, but I guess he just wanted to change from putting people into Slytherin. You said, smiling. I wonder. Before you could pick out your food, a hawk that you knew broke through the window and dropped a red letter on your plate. Professor. Hagrid said in a voice that only the teachers could hear. Your face paled, and you grabbed the leather and practically sprinted from the hall. You ignored the eyes on you and noticed that the howler started smoking. Growing too hot for you to hold, you kind of threw it away from you. It rose and it grew, and it tore itself into a mouth. Your father's voice came out of the mouth. He yelled at you, saying that you were a weak Hufflepuff instead of a strong Slytherin, and had practically disobeyed, and had practically dishonored, disgraced, and anything with dis in front of the word you did to your family of Slytherins. And then when it was done, it tore itself to pieces. Your eyes stung with tears as they fell down your face. How did they know already? You thought as you slid down the wall.
Are you okay?
Said a voice from beside you.
No.
You said shakily without looking up.
Come on.
He said, helping you up and giving you a hug, which you gladly returned.
Now, why is my lovely grandchild crying on their most special day? I should give your father a talking to.
He said.
What?
You asked, looking up.
You took this chance to examine the man.
He had white hair, and one eye was brown while the other was iced over in a blue-white.
And damn, he was tall. Don't you see the resemblance?
He asked you while turning your head gently to look in a mirror.
A little bit,
you said.
Let's get you back to your common room.
He said, helping you. How do you know where it is? You asked your supposed grandfather.
I know a lot of things,
he replied with a soft smile.
Even though I went to a separate school than this one, I still know quite a few.
Now then, he said once you two were in your common room. It was really pretty.
You have to know the secret relationship between Hufflepuffs and Slytherins,
he started. There's a special connection with the house that's all about peace and the snakes? You said, catching on to his cool vibe that he's got going on.
So if anything happens, go to a Slytherin,
he said after his information. aka the Huffle Buddy system. You tried thinking of all the Slytherins you knew before you spoke.
Let me see your wand. I have a feeling about it.
He said, holding out his hand for you to give him your wand.
Pretty small. How about this? I'll keep this wand.
He started and you looked shocked. You needed your wand for the practical rest of your life. Why does he want to keep it?
And you can have this one.
He pulled out a pretty long wand from his coat.
14.5 inches, elder and dragon heartstring.
He explained the wand. He handed the wand to you. You were kind of afraid that it would blow up in your face, but it didn't. It was the same feeling from Ollivanders.
And with that, Grindelwald disappeared once he figured out who he was.
Sue, I don't think that wanderer is coming back, Mina said with worry. They didn't even touch any food, Sue said with equal concern. Oh, I have an idea. I know it's not even the first day and we don't even know any spells yet, but my mom showed me how to make things big and small. We just need a container, Mina said, rubbing her chin in thought. And like last time, remember Mina with normal skin and eyes like Tom's. Like this? Sue was holding up a plastic box with a loose-looking latch. Perfect, Mina exclaimed. What should we put in here, kiddo? Well, we don't know what they like, so maybe a little bit of everything. Okay. The girls put the food in the container, and Mina said a spell without anyone noticing. The box shrank along with the food. Now I need some tape, Mina said, looking around. Why do you need tape? Sue said as Mina got a piece of tape. Which was weird because who just randomly has tape on them? Just so the top doesn't fall off, she said with a wink. After dinner, the Hufflepuffs went to their common room following the prefect's direction and made it to their dorm. They burst through the door, almost getting stuck. Almost. There you are! We brought food because we were worried, Mina said, plopping on your bed. She cast the spell and then made the small box she pulled out of her robes bigger. Oh, thanks, he said, smiling. You were eating breakfast when you saw Bakugou and a green-haired kid. You could just hear what they were talking about.
I'm Bakugou. Katsuki Bakugou. This is Kilminari and that's Saru.
You heard him say. You were kinda late in the conversation. That kid who bowed at the sorting snorted at his name. He turned to scowl at the boy.
Think my name is funny, do you? No need to ask yours. Blue hair and hand-me-down glasses. You must be an Ida.
He said, and you giggled at how overdramatic he was being. Eating again, the conversation was over, and you noticed that you were sitting alone. Kiri's point of view. I looked over to see Wander sitting alone while they were eating.
Hey, Bakugou, why don't we go sit with Wander?
I said to a scowling Bakugou. He looked over and saw them.
I'm not sitting with them,
he says, looking away.
Come on, dude, they look so lonely. And with that, he gave in for some reason. I guess he heard what that howler said, too. They looked up, a little surprised that we came over, but was replaced with happiness. When Kaminari and Sarah couldn't find Bakugou, they saw me and Baku, and then Wander, and they hopped over too.
Hey, you're Wander, right? I heard about your family. They're all Slytherins, right?
Kaminari bombed like 50 questions on them.
Yeah, they were all pretty pissed that I'm in Hufflepuff, they said.
Like Bakugo level pissed off or Shiozaki pissed off?
Sarah laughed.
That's when Bakugou cuffed him upside the head. That showed up Sarah and made Wander snort.
Like Snape level pissed off, they chuckled.
How can they look so happy about it when it looked like their parents were gonna murder their ass when they get home?
Oh, the two of them said, making the end go up. Yeah, they shrugged it off.
How can they be so casual about it?
Now I want you to say up to your broom, Madam Hooch said. On the first syllable, your broom shot up with so much force it knocked your hand up. Once you've done that, mount your broom and kick off the ground hard. Once again, your broom went up into the air slightly so that you could get back down again.
Well done, Wander,
she said to you. But on the other hand, Aoyama's broom started going haywire and he flew in every direction possible.
Mr. Aoyama, get down here this instant.
She yelled up at him. His robes got hooked on a torch. Then he fell into another spike, and then the ground, with a loud snap and a thud.
Oh my, it's a broken wrist. If any one of you flies without permission, you'll be expelled faster than you can say Quidditch.
She said, hauling him up to the hospital wing. Bakugou picked up a ball that Aoyama dropped. He taunted Midoriya, or whatever his name was, while he was in the air, and it seemed the two of you had the same sense of justice because you both flew up in the air to get it and dived when he dropped it. You two were neck and neck diving to the ground, and said ground was coming up quickly. You reached out and grabbed it. Midoriya was just short of getting it.
Wanderer and Mr. Midoriya.
The two of you heard the voice of Professor McGonagall say. You two knew you were in deep shit. We went with McGonagall through the castle. I was pretty calm about the whole matter, but Midoriya was a sweating mess. We finally got to a classroom which turned out to be the DAD classroom. Oddness.
Can I see Wood and Diggory, please? She asked Quirrell. I don't like Quirrell. He stutters way too much. Midoriya, this is Oliver Wood, and Wanderer, this is Cedric Diggory. I found you 2 new seekers. Diggory, Wanderer will be the new seeker when you graduate.
The game started and the Slytherins played really dirty. I saw all of it coming, cause clearly. I couldn't go to learn about the balls before because I was taking a nap. Great excuse, huh? So the bludgers were the balls that will try to kill you. I don't have to worry about the quaffle, and I have to find the tiny golden ball with wings that you can barely see. Not hard at all. Near the end, Midoriya's broom started going haywire. I looked around and saw it was Snape, but he was training at counter jinx, so it wasn't him. But I couldn't see who was actually jinxing the broom. Uraraka thought it was Snape, so she set his robes on fire. It shouldn't have been, but it was really funny, and Midoriya's broom got under control. Him and the Slytherin seeker were close, but the Slytherin gave up when they were getting too close to the ground. Midoriya stood on his broom and reached out to grab it. He took a step forward and fell. Turns out he ate the snitch. Nice. The whole school was enjoying their Halloween feast when Professor Quirrell came in through the door, saying that there was a mountain troll in the dungeons. And then he fainted. And then everyone started screaming and running to the doors. Dumbledore yelled at everyone to be quiet, and everyone stopped. You were the only one that wasn't worried because you knew how stupid trolls were. Meanwhile, over in the Gryffindor table, Kiri was thinking, how the hell are they so casual about this? It was Christmas time, and you didn't get anything from your parents because they were still pretty much pissed that you were in Hufflepuff. And because you were in Hufflepuff, there were a few friendship bracelets here and there, but no actual presents. Until you went to breakfast. Bakugou was his usual grumpy self, but he had a bag on him. Did he want to show off his presents? That sounds very Bakugou-like of him. Hey, Wander, over here! Kiri yelled for you to come over. Walking over there, the guys took very close note of what you were wearing. You had on a crop sweater and baggy ripped jeans. How the heck are you not cold? Mina, Suro, Denki, and Kiri asked. I'm used to the cold. And I may or may not have any actual sweaters other than cropped ones. Aw, man, I wish we could go to Hogsmeade and get you some actual clothes. Mina whined. Did you get anything for Christmas? My mom sent me a shark plush, Kiri said, smiling. When you didn't answer, Bakugou said, Thought so. Here. He shoved the box into your hands. What's this?
Who are you and what have you done with the Bakugou that I tolerate? Shut up, you dumbass. Just open it.
He grumbled, though he thought your shoot back was kinda cute. You opened the said black box and saw a small knife.
Dude, why'd you give him a knife? You don't know what they're gonna do with it. I know exactly what they're gonna do with it, Pikachu. It's a knife so you can carve things into your wand without damaging it. Where'd you get your hands on something like that, Bakugou? My old hag gave it to me and then told me to give it to you.
Aw, you tell your mom about dear old me.
Shut up.
You and Mina were talking with Uraraka about your years. She told you guys everything, and the three of you set out to find 3 certain boys. Alright, so you're telling me, you started,
That you found a 3-headed dog, which was Hagrid, named Fluffy, guarding a rock that can make you immortal.
you pointed to Midoriya slightly hunched over. You were spying on them, which got you into detention with these 3. Pointed at Bakugou.
And you snuck past Fluffy to get through 5 chambers that could have gotten you killed.
She pointed to the golden trio.
And you killed a teacher.
You pointed at Midoriya.
Yeah, basically,
they all said.